Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to one of my Desert Warrior replays. This game starts off slow-ish, but it picks up in the middle, and by the end we do have a fantastic result. Now, I'm not quite 100% yet. You can probably tell from my voice. I'm probably going to have to clear my throat a couple of times in this recording. I'm not 100%. I'm not feeling like death, which is what I was feeling like 2 weeks ago. But I'm not 100% yet. I will get there. We are recovering slowly, and we will get back to normal. These things happen. Sickness. It is what it is. But we'll be back to normal in the very near future, so bear with me. It explains the lack of content for the last couple of weeks. But the first thing we're going to deal with here, or try to deal with, is server latency, and then we'll try and deal with the weasel. Yeah, absolute guesswork there on the gun. No idea where, no idea where to aim those shots, because reasons. Yes. Anyway, the Desert Warrior. This is not the best premium light Era 3 light tank, but this one will surprise you from an armor point of view. It will bounce shots that you'd think, I shouldn't bounce that. I didn't bounce that shot because none of my team, well, I'm not going to blame the team. I didn't bounce that shot because of the angle, but none of my team went to the coast side of this map. So I got shot from the very far end of the map, not even knowing that there were tanks down that end. But nevertheless, this thing can surprise you with its armor. It's got these very thick spaced armor side skirts, and they are actually surprisingly good at bouncing ATGMs. I've bounced a lot of shots from the side, or ATGM specifically, and I've thought that's. I mean, it's nice. It's nice to do that, but in the back of your head, you're thinking, "Wow, that's." I'd feel a little cheated if I were the other guy. But yeah, this thing can surprise you. It's not the best, like I've said. My favourite Era 3 light tank currently is the Stridsforden 9040, the Swedish infantry fighting vehicle. But the Desert Warrior is a close second for me because, well, it's British and it's the current active. Well, the Desert Warrior isn't the current active duty version of this vehicle. The Warrior is, or a version of the Warrior. But this version of the Warrior is what you get when it's given to the Q8 army. And they improve it. They take out the 30mm gun that was in there originally and they replace it with a 25mm Bushmaster. And the replacement of the Bushmaster is where we start to see the differences in the statistics. Because the other premium light, British light of this era, is the Alvis Stormer. So the Stormer is one, Desert Warrior is the other. As of this recording, we may get more, I don't know. So if you're watching this in the future and there's more, good. It's nice to see more variety in the vehicles, but obviously I have no idea what that variety will be at this point in time. Between the two vehicles, the Desert Warrior and the Stormer, the ATGMs are the same. 800 millipen, 1300 alpha on each ATGM. The guns, though, are the differences. So the Stormer has the 30mm, which has got 223mm a pen. The Warrior has a 25mm gun, and that's got 220mm a pen. The Warrior will do 30 alpha, the Stormer will do 40 alpha. So from a gun point of view, from a damage point of view, the Stormer is top spot. Statistically, the Stormer is just the better vehicle. The Stormer is also faster, and it's also smaller. So as we know from other vehicles in the game, the Weasels especially, ELC and Era 2, any vehicle that is small is hard to hit. If you're hard to hit, you're more likely to survive. And if you're more likely to survive, then you're more likely to do more damage, which makes you a more successful vehicle. So, yeah, the sizes of these vehicles does matter. The Stormer is the better vehicle. And speaking of the Stormer, ATGM goes out, we track him, and I'm thinking about now he should be moving. I don't know if is this a controller disconnect? I have no idea, but hey, that guy got he got hit, tracked, and then didn't move afterwards. So I have no idea if that was a I want to say that was a controller disconnect, because I think he'd have had his tracks back and he would have had the traction to get off that rock. But hey, yeah, another World of Tanks mystery. So the Marder sitting on top of the rock there, like he's what's that little scene from Lion King? You know, he's sitting on top of the rock, all proud. Yeah, didn't go so well for the Marder. I don't recommend playing like that on this map. It's good to be far away and unspotted, but if you're going to sit on the top of a ridge or a mound like that, you're going to get slapped. And the Marder didn't move that far. Second ATGM out on him, and that takes us up to 10,000 combined. So game started a little slow, but now we're up at 10,000 combined. It is 7 versus 4, but if we look at the percentages of the health pools, my team has 7 tanks, but only 13% of their health. Their team has 4 tanks and 17% of their health. So the numbers look like they're in our favour, but from a health point of view, they've got the slight advantage, not a massive advantage, but they have, you know, the mathematical advantage. I do think it would be nice if we had actual hit points here, because you actually have to do in-game arithmetic if you want to work out what the percentages mean, and that's really not helpful to anyone. We just want the numbers. So Wargaming, if you could just give us the option of having hit points, actual hit points instead of percentages, then you'd be providing us with useful information rather than information we can't really use. Now this is something interesting. That ATGM was originally meant for the Jag. I hit the T-72, but the reason I backed up as aggressively there as I did was because I saw the flash of the ATGM launch from the Jaguar at the back. I could have stayed there to farm the T-72 that I tracked. The reason I didn't was because I saw that flash. And some of you may be playing this game wondering why you keep getting hit by ATGMs. Well, that right there is an example of how I saw the launch and I had to move. I had to move quickly so that I didn't get hit, and I didn't sit there wondering, oh, is that coming towards me? I wonder if that's coming towards me. Bang, you get hit. No, if you see the flash, move. Now, we also got lucky there. The Weasel was doing a 3-point turn, and I managed to catch him fairly stationary. The game is now 4 versus 2. There's the last Jag. I don't actually think I get any more damage in this game, because the Jag is almost... well, the Jag is going to be dead any second now. There we go. There goes the Jag. And now it's a Weasel. There he is. There's the Weasel. But obviously, no, knowing where a Weasel is and actually hitting it is another matter. Minimum arm distance there in my favour. I don't think I would have died there, but I would have certainly been not very well off. The Weasel's just right. It's just chased down the Weasel now, running around. Yeah, it's tough. It's always tough to hit a Weasel on the move. I mean, again, gun here. Tried with the ATGM, tried with the gun. Yeah, it's hard work. 490 decides to go for a dive, and to celebrate that, I pop my smoke. And then the Weasel dies. I got confused. I thought I had a patch kit. But no. 490 dive, celebrate with smoke, and then we get the MVP. So there we go. 11,540 damage in the Warrior. Not the best premium light, but hey, this is still an effective light tank. And I think I had a 0.25% silver boost, so I got 300 and something thousand silver. Not bad. And we're working on the mark there, progressing that ever so slowly. So there you go, guys. That is the Desert Warrior. One of my favourite Era 3 premium lights. I'm not sure when it will be back on sale, but if it is on sale, then take this game as an example of what the Desert Warrior can do. Maybe we'll get a Tech Tree Warrior at some point in the future. That would be nice. Or an Ajax even. Who knows? Who knows what Wargaming's going to do. But it would be nice if we could see more of the current infantry fighting vehicles in this game. Alright guys, that's all I've got for this video. If you've enjoyed it, please leave it a like. If not, a dislike. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll catch you in the next one.